If you want to grab our men's lifestyle supplement, Male Advantage ebook, or my personal workout and diet plan, all links are in the bio. Okay guys, welcome back to another video. In this video we're going to be talking about the Male Advantage Part 4. I know you guys love the Male Advantage, obviously it's something that's really defined this channel, okay? So for Part 4 we're going to be talking about a specific element of the Male Advantage which kind of centers around how hot women have no choice but to date older men. Now by older men I'm not talking about some 60-year-old guy on a yacht in Dubai dating some 19-year-old. Although it does happen, I'm talking about a relationship where the woman actually wants to be with this guy, okay? So like a 10 to 15 year age gap, which people frown upon, but I think it's completely normal. I've been doing a lot of research for the Henry Cavill Male Advantage Journey video that will probably be coming out probably tomorrow, to be honest. I've got all the research now. And it turns out when he was like 32, he was dating like a 18-year-old girl, 19-year-old girl, I think. And people were going crazy about the age gap. All the media was saying she's too young. It's like, you have no idea. I guarantee women were writing those articles. I guarantee men were saying, yeah, well, fair play, right? And the reason you see so many like hot women, younger hot women with older men who are like, the scenario I'm thinking of here, okay, is like a 21-year-old girl who's beautiful. She's in her prime. The guy she's dating is like 34 years old. Okay, perfectly reasonable. People go crazy about it. It's pretty much normal once you get to the top. Rich men and hot women have a completely different life to everybody else. I'm not talking about the average person on the street who's like, that's a huge gap. It doesn't like, there's a different rule set for those two types of people, okay? And I'll explain why now. A hot woman, ideally, okay, like any woman, like ideally they want to find somebody roughly their own age, okay, within like a 5-year age gap. But it doesn't work because a hot woman knows her value. Let's take a average woman as an example, okay? Let's take a low-level woman as an example. Low quality, she's not beautiful, she's grown up quite humble, she doesn't expect a lot, she's come to compromise a lot in various different areas of life. She gets with this guy and she's like, we can have a cheap marriage, £10,000. Crazy that that's a cheap marriage, okay? Don't ever get married, by the way, guys, I'm just saying. But the woman will say, oh, let's have a cheap marriage, £10,000. I don't need too much. I just love you for you, right? She has to kind of say these things because she doesn't have a lot of options. So she's nailed that down. She then says, okay, mortgage, like, let's just go for 20k deposit down on this house. Okay, cheap one-bedroom house. Like, we can get away with this in a cheap area. It'll be ours. We can build. We've all heard this before. So we're at like 30k already. Then you think, well, you've got the wedding rings, engagement rings, whatever. You've got the honeymoon costs. You've got like excess that comes on top of that. You know, probably looking at about 35,000 at that point. Okay, the cost of like dating, whatever. We're probably up to like 40,000. Then she wants a family car, get it for 5,000. Let's say 45 grand. Okay. Then she wants to have 2 kids. Okay, well, you know, even if most kids cost $250,000 over 18 years, that's the price of it. It's almost signed off. It's almost guaranteed. If you're going to live very cheaply, I mean, let's say 360,000 for those 2 kids. So then we got some easy maths. It's roughly plus the 40. It's roughly 400,000. Okay, you got to remember that's after tax. So that's closer to 550, 600,000. So about $500,000 to 600,000 going out the door. The average man in a lifetime now with inflation, you know, taking into consideration or higher wages, it's about 1.5 million over a lifetime. So it's like a third of everything you will ever earn gone, okay? And once tax is taken away, you're left with like the 400,000 figure. And then you've got to live outside of that as well. So your quality of life is going to be a bit shit. That is a low quality woman with low expectations. And that's still the amount of money that you're going to require to fund all of that. Now you might go halves, okay? But she's probably going to be out of work while she's having the kids, raising the kids, whatever. You know, it's just, if she's a low-quality woman, she's probably happy to do that. She's probably low in ambition. She's probably happy to do that, okay? You're going to have to fund maybe 60, 70% of all of that shit. So best-case scenario, you're looking at 200k going out the door. That's still a huge amount of money, okay? And that's best-case scenario, lowest-quality woman. You're not going to be too happy because she's not that beautiful. You've settled. I can't imagine you're going to have too great a life because you haven't really dressed yourself up to be too good. That's why you're with that level of woman, okay? Now, if we take that into account and think, okay, high quality woman, hot woman, been praised for the last 20 years of her life, let's say 10 years of her life. Everybody's always done everything for her. People, like guys have gone over and beyond. They've spent like 10 grand on a holiday to try and impress her. She expects a lot more shit, okay? And if you want to enter into that world of hot women, sevens and above, you have to expect a little bit more of a price tag that comes with it. Now, if you don't like that, that's fine. Don't date these women. You might find one that doesn't want that. Fair enough. But I've said before, women are accidental leeches. They will want shit that they think is normal, which will take it out of your pocket. Oh, we should get married, babe. It's like a 50 grand bill, right? It's just shit that you didn't really need, but it comes out of your pocket. Oh, we should get a mortgage. It's like, I'm fine renting. My life's amazing. No, we should get a mortgage. So you drop like another 100 grand on a house. They don't realize they're doing this shit, but a lot of stuff comes out of your pocket, okay? And hot women know their value. They know that men are willing to do this. So they don't always chase the richest guy. Like, it's just silly. But they will always chase somebody or seek out somebody or multiple men who are on a certain level. Like every woman has a certain level. I want a guy who earns 6 figures or more, 50k or more, 250k per year or more, right? Everybody has a limit. Some women, 1 million or above. It's all personal preference. I don't really judge, okay? So you've got women that, do that on that level, and they're usually the hot women. Well, these girls have got two choices. In order to find a man like that, roughly their age, it's either going to have to be, there's certain industries that pop off sooner, like entertainment, sports, music, industries like that, they pop off a bit quicker. What I mean by pop off is you can be like 18 years old, getting paid $1 million a year to, be a basketball player. You can get 10 million a year and hit you could be like the Kid Leroy and have like 5 number 1 songs, whatever. I don't know if he does. I'm just saying, right? You can have that kind of scenario. But for the vast majority of men, probably 99% of us, maybe even higher, 99.9%, our success doesn't really arrive until 30 plus. Because you have to put in the years of work. Like my sort of career, what I'm trying to do with the stream platform, it's entertainment based, but it's going to take a lot of work to get there, a lot of investment. I can't just pick up a mic and start singing and people are going, shit, that guy's got a talent, let's sign him up, here's 2 million up front, we can make money off this. It doesn't really work the same. I can't do keepy uppies in front of you, catch it in my neck and be like, pay me some money. It doesn't work the same. So mine's going to take a lot longer to get to that top level, okay? The industry's a little bit different. And it's the same with the majority of you guys. If you work at a 9-to-5 company in finance and you're working your way up and the top job is $500,000 a year, you're not going to get that at 18, 25, 30. It might be like 40 years old before you achieve that, okay? So for the average guy on the street, that career path doesn't really work. So these girls that are like, I want a guy who's successful, who's my age. So she's like 21 years old. She's beautiful. She's got straight 10 value in terms of social value. She's looking for somebody who's on her level. 0.0001% of men are on that level under 30 years old. Okay, it's probably a bit more than that. Probably like 0.5% of men. It's not a lot of men that are on that level. Probably less, 0.1% of men, okay? They've probably got to be famous, a sports star, music artist, handed down money from parents, got a little bit lucky, 1 or 2 lotto winners. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it's so rare that you're going to find somebody that's on that level, okay? You will find guys that are making like 10 to 20k, 30k per month. You will find those. But again, like I said, it's very rare. So the chances of her finding those guys attractive on top of that, again, is very rare. Like it's a niche pool that she's picking from. She just might not find those guys attractive. So she's in like a really thin pool to select from. Guys from like 18 to 30. I mean, right now, watching this, okay, how many guys watching this right now, 18 to 30, are successful? How many guys from 18 to 30 even know what the fuck they want to do with their lives? Like, it takes time. How many guys from 18 to 30 have done a body transformation already? How many guys from 18 to 30 have figured out exactly what they want in life, have got a clear picture and are driving towards it and have some level of momentum? That's going to be a little bit higher, right? But it's still a small pool. Like, it takes time to figure this shit out. So then the girl is left with 2 scenarios and one to pick from. So she looks at it and she goes, well, I'm 21. I'd love to be with a guy who's 23, 24 years old. That's my perfect age gap. That's kind of how girls look at it. That's who they find most attractive at that age, right? But then she'll go, all the guys who are 24 years old are going out getting drunk every weekend. They don't have a lot of money. They're not where I need them to be, okay? Because she wants to get married. She wants to have kids. She wants to get a mortgage. Like, she wants to go on holiday and do all these things. These guys cannot keep up with that. So she knows her worth. She knows her level. And she also has a limited amount of time. And this is the key. As much as women parade around looking sexy, thinking that they're on top of the world and they own the place, well, they kind of do when they're young, but they also know on top of that, fuck, I have a limited window. This isn't going to last forever. I know I'm not going to be hot past 10 years. Okay, so she might be 18. She knows by 28 years old, she's not going to quite look like she used to. She could, but most don't. Okay, and she knows her value's going to drop, and like psychologically too. Unless I was like 40 years old, I wouldn't really want a 28-year-old woman. You know, I'd want, like, at the age I am now, I'd want a woman that was like 19, 20, 21, 22, because I want to get, it sounds very chauvinistic, it sounds like I'm buying a car, but I want to get the best years out of her. Right? I know that sounds like, oh, but that's chauvinistic. Like, what about love and stuff like that? I still want to get, my money's worth, so to speak. I want to get, like, I'm getting with this girl. She's going to be hot for, like, the next 10 years. That's pretty good, okay? I can cash in on that. I can enjoy some decent years. It's one of the main reasons why I want to be with her as well. Nothing wrong with that, right? So these girls know that they've got a limited window. So then they're thinking, okay, I've got two choices. That's where it presents itself. I can get with a guy who's 24, who is ambitious, who is going somewhere, but there's no guarantee. He might not get there. He might fuck up. And this is why in this modern era, we've kind of got this thing now where people are saying women don't go for men who are like on the climb, who are going to make it. Like, they go for the finished product, right? And this never used to be a thing, but now it is. Because of social media, they have access to billions of men. They can literally pick and choose the successful ones, the ones who are already where they need them to be. And that's the mentality now. There used to be like a time where you could get away. Like, it still helps. Being an ambitious man with momentum, going places, it still helps. You'll still get women. They'll latch onto you. Usually they're like 6s and 7s because they think, okay, I can take this risk because it's not like I'm a superstar anyway. They can take that risk and grow, like it's worth the trade-off for them. If you make it to the top, they're like, fuck, I never would have landed a guy like that who was already there anyway. So for them, it's worth the trade-off. But you're never going to get the top-level women because they want a man who's ready-made, who's already in place. And I don't blame women. Because, like I said, they've got that limited window. They're only at their peak hotness probably like 8 years. So they've got to cash in on that. They've got to make something happen in that time. So then they look around at all the guys their age and they go, none of them are there. Well, Justin Bieber's there, but he's taken. Like, there's one guy. Oh, that superstar, that Zion Williamson's there? Yeah, but, there's another 4 million beautiful women who are all hotter than her trying to fuck him. Ah, damn, okay, like, he's taken too. Alright, so it's just such a small pool for them to choose from. So what do? Well, they look upwards. They go, well, let's look at guys who are already there. Well, the guys who are already there are in their 30s and 40s. And this is why you get so many guys that are like 35 years old dating like a beautiful 21-year-old. Because it just works. The dynamic is perfect. They're at the right age where they want the same things at the same time. And he can deliver on them. And she's beautiful enough to satisfy his high level of ambition. He's got multiple options. Multiple women have thought the same thing. And he's got, thousands of women chasing him. He's going, oh, okay, she's the most beautiful one. I'm going to give her a chance. And it just works perfectly. And that is why the male advantage is so undeniable. Like, people will say, oh, Chris, yeah, but girls don't want ugly, fat, old, bold men. It's like, you don't have to be. You can be 35 years old, in shape, whatever. Like, men get better with age as long as they put the work in. Like, what makes us attractive as men? What makes us what is inherently masculine or defined as masculine? Are things like big muscles, a stronger jawline, a strong neck, traps, big triceps, things like that, big legs, whatever. It could be dominance. It could be assets, paying all your own bills. You've got your own house, whatnot. The ability to be confident in social environments, the ability to lead, okay? You don't have these skills when you're younger. Just life experience in general. This is inherently masculine. Oh, I didn't know that. I love a guy that can teach me something. Not going to do that at like 24 years old, okay? But at 34, you've got those points on the board, you've got that experience and knowledge, you can put a lot of these things in place. You suddenly become attractive to these women because you are fulfilling that masculine role. Everything that they're looking for is in you. Yeah, ideally, they'd love you to be 10 years younger. Oh, we can grow together, babe, it'll be beautiful. Right, all that shit. But you're their only option. They're super hot, there's nobody else on their level. They cannot get with this 24-year-old and be like, oh, I'll take the risk, and then he doesn't make it. And then she goes, fuck, we're both now, I'm 30 years old, I don't look like I used to, I'm not happy with you, you didn't quite make it, I'm falling out of love with you, it's not quite what I expected it to be, I want to go and find someone else, but now I can't. Well, she can, but it will never be the level that she knew she could have reached years ago. So she goes, okay, rather than take that risk and gamble, I'm going to go and find a guy who's ready-made while I'm at my peak hotness, and I can pretty much get any guy I want anyway, and I'm going to go and put that in place. I'm going to sign up. I'm going to go and marry his ass or get pregnant off him. He's 34 years old. He wants that shit. He's ready for it now. He's built all of his success, done all of his life goals, ticked all of that. His main focus now is me, the family, the mortgage, man, everything that she wants is now ready to go. And women figure this out. So you get this resistance where there's girls that are like 19. They're like, well, I don't find guys who are 30 years old attractive. Give them a year or two of dating morons, good-looking morons, because that's what happens. You get like some 21-year-old stud with like abs, great jawline, full head of hair, whatever. He hasn't got a pot to piss in. He's got like £10 in his bank account. And he cannot deliver on the things that she wants. And in the end, she just goes, this isn't worth it. I'm going to go and find a guy who's ready-made, somebody who is a top-level professional, who can give me the life that I want. Go into sitting in his like boy racer with a loud exhaust and smoking weed, or like having like a can of alcohol in the park. It's just not quite doing it for her anymore. She wants to put on like an elegant black dress. She wants to put on her heels, tie her hair back, go to like some top-level venue, and sit there and have like a meal, a wine, good conversation, whatever, like go back to a lovely apartment rather than a mattress on the floor. Now, these girls want better things. The only guys that can deliver that are the guys in their 30s, 40s. I say 30s because they're still like young, in shape, attractive, whatever. It's like the perfect combination. But 40s are starting to be like that too for men. A lot of men that staying young, staying in shape, avoiding alcohol for years. Like, I haven't drank properly, like, I haven't actually gone out and binge drank, if you would, since I was like 21, 22. Don't really do that shit anymore. And I'm like 29 now, so my body is like cleansed up. I only did like a few years of that shit. Been like on the fitness thing for a long time, really focusing on stuff now, like bringing it all together. I'm getting better with age. So are a lot of other guys out there. It's like a new practice. I see a lot of guys now that are like 18, they're like, I don't really drink. I just go to the gym. Like, they're figuring this game out. They're figuring out that you do get better with age. If you plan for that future, things all come together. And a lot of these women are looking at these guys and going, he's 30 years old, 35 years old. He's in shape, he's handsome, he's got shit together, he's got a nice house, a nice car. He's ready-made, he's perfect. He's exactly where I need him to be. Like, why fuck around? Why waste this beauty and this youth and whatever? Let's go and give it to him. He can spoil me, take care of me. We can have kids when we want. I can move straight into his house, like it's ready-made. I can choose another house. He's got the money to buy it. Like, there's no waiting around. Women don't want to wait. There's one thing I've noticed with women. Like, if they want to get married, you'll get married that year. If they want to get pregnant, trust me, within the next 2-3 months, they're going to force that on you. If you say to a woman, like, yeah, let's give it a year, they're like, oh, really? Like, and that's a bad thing for them. You say to a man, let's give it a year, they're like, oh, fuck, a year, that's pretty close. Like, that's awesome. For women, you say, I was going to take a year, they're like, oh, come on, can we do 9 months, 6 months? Like, they'll try and shorten it as much as possible. They want shit now. Like, of course they're going to want the guys in their 30s, because guys in their 20s, teens, whatever, they cannot deliver on that. They just cannot deliver on it. You could be the most handsome, Chad-looking guy in the world, greatest genetics, tall, big dick, etc. If you don't have money, I don't know where it goes from there. Well, I do. He ends up getting dumped and then moves it. Like, he'll always have options, but women don't stay long. I know a lot of guys that are attractive men. They sleep with a lot of women. Those women don't stick around. The high-quality women are like, he's attractive, it was good fun, it was just kind of like a fling, and then they're like, I found a serious guy. And that serious guy might not be as attractive. He probably isn't as attractive, okay? But he's got his shit together. Like, he's not in as good shape. He's like kept the best of himself, but he's not in as good shape. But when he pulls up, it's in like an 80 grand car. He's wearing a suit. You know, he looks well groomed. He's never stressed because he's got his shit sorted. He takes her back to a beautiful house. He like has his chef cooking the whole fucking thing, or he cooks it whatever in his top level, or takes her out to a restaurant and it's a 5-star or like a Michelin star restaurant and she has a great night. The conversation is fantastic. He's the complete package because he's built that up. And that's why hot women have no choice but to date older men. And as much as people say, oh, does the male advantage really exist? I'm scared, Chris. What happens if I get there and it's not true? What happens if I don't quite make it to the male advantage? It's like, you have no other option anyway, because you're not going to get what you want in life if, you know, you try and play your cards too early. Oh, I'm 25, I'm panicking, I'm going to go and find somebody. It's like, you might as well play that waiting game. You might as well wait it out, because other guys on your level just, other guys your age just aren't on that level anyway. You're going to have to sacrifice at some point, like 10 to 12 years, to build up that success, those assets, that money, the momentum, or whatever it might be to get where you want to get. And once you get to that level, yeah, it opens up the possibilities, right? But before that point, like I said, there's not many guys on that level anyway. And this is where the male advantage really comes in, is hot women are in abundance and they're being replaced every single year. There's a new crop of 18-year-olds every single year, right? Successful men are rare. Like, every woman eventually, unless they die or whatnot, but are going to turn 18. So every year you've got a fresh new crop of beautiful young women. And there's always going to be a percentage that are 7 and above. With successful men, it's not a guarantee that anybody's going to ever make it. You know, there's going to have to be a certain type of guy with a certain type of mindset, work ethic, scenario, a good idea in place. You know, or a great 9-to-5 job, so he's got a good brain on him, went to university, had an exact career path, or just got into a 9-to-5 job in the apprenticeship scheme, worked his way up, he's a hard worker. That's a specific thing. There's not every guy that can do that. So when you get up there, it's like 1 in every 10,000 guys is on your level. Whereas beautiful women, I mean, you can find 1 in every 30 that is like a 7 and above. So the odds are in your favor. All of these beautiful women have no choice but to all compete for you. That's the beauty of the male advantage, okay? Hope you enjoyed it, guys. If you want to grab our men's lifestyle supplement, Male Advantage ebook, or my personal workout and diet plan, all links are in the bio.